Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are in game number 4. Starting to the bottom left of the map here on Frost, we have Moro. Moro currently, this guy, all eyes on him. 3 wins in a row. Taking down Bunny as well in a Terran versus Terran in the last match, and he forced out the ace player. He forced out the ace player for Team Denmark. To the top right, we have him. It is Baby Knight. It's a Protoss player, one of the 2 Protoss, and this is gonna get pretty epic here because Moro, he is bloodthirsty. He really wants to go for it right now. He's like, I took down 3 of them. I defeated Baby Knight already once. I want it all. I want to have the glory. I want to have the fame. I want to have the money and the girls. I need to take down Baby Knight too. And of course, all the Danes are watching this and they are like, oh my god, Baby Knight, please, please, please. Perform the miracle. Go for the reverse all kill. Do it. The best of 7 here, the NationWars. It's gonna be absolutely epic. Moro or Baby Knight, who's it gonna be? Will the 2 Zerg players on the Swedish team get a chance to perform today as well? Or is Moro just gonna kill the entire Danish player lineup and taking down his opponents? We're gonna find out. This is, as people in chat already mentioned a little bit earlier today, it's basically IKEA versus Lego. A pretty interesting way to describe what's going on here. But we have gas now taken for Moro, going for the Reaper opening again, cross position on this map. And Baby Knight, he was really eager apparently to be the 2nd player today and to go up against Moro in the first place. He lost and then Bunny had a shot to take down his opponent. But there must be a reason why Baby Knight really wants to go up against Moro. And maybe we're gonna find out right now. This is of course the round of 16 that we see there. And the winner is going up against Norway in the round of 8. Which is also gonna be pretty awesome too. So the one thing that we have to find out right now is if, well, Baby Knight is able to maybe change things up a little bit and advance his team to go up against Norway, or they are already dropping out in the round of 16 here. And, well, I guess we're going to find out very soon. At this point, we have the Reaper already started. We have gas still being harvested in the main base, 1 SCV in the refinery, all the way to the top. The probe wants to take the Nexus into the game. There it is. We have the thingy started, the reactor, and another base also for Moro. So both of them just starting things slow a little bit. The mothership core is also coming into play now. We have the SCV starting with a couple of additional scouting information. There's one going to the bottom right now. There's actually a Reaper, so SCV is on the way back. Kind of knows by process of elimination already where his opponent spawns. Get it at the last position possible. Probably not going to be too happy about that. By the time that he arrives at the top right, that's not only going to be the mothership core to deal with, but there's also going to be a good old stalker trying to chase him away. And the Reaper shouldn't really get too much scouting information. I mean, this is going to get a little bit iffy. The one thing that happened in the first game between the 2 of them in the Nations War here was that we had Baby Knight trying to go for a 4-gate against his opponent. That didn't really work. On 2 bases, by the way, not on a single base. And then the follow-up, like he fell behind after this already quite a little bit and didn't really do any damage, and Moro was able to capitalize on it, even snipe a few necks, I bet, later on. And therefore, Baby Knight found himself quite in some trouble, was trying to be a little bit too sneaky. I wouldn't be surprised if he just tries to play more of a normal game against his opponent right now and trying to bring it into the macro game. The Reaper really has to hightail it out of there, gets the hell out of dodge, and is able to get away, not getting killed just yet. The orbital tag is on the way now at the bottom left as well, at natural for Moro. And whatever happens here, Moro can be proud of what happened today. I mean, he is the player who really made it work so far for his country, and I don't think anybody is going to fault him if he loses here in this particular match now. The fast +1 attack upgrade once again, and what we might see here with another barracks already being built is once more with the tech lab, maybe not the stim but the concussive shell upgrade. If you meet one of your opponent's stalkers out on the map somewhere, you can always take 1 or 2 of those down. And, well, he has already the bunker in position, so it doesn't really look like Baby Knight is going to be able to do too much here. And he follows things up this time with a robot straight away. So, not these shenanigans that we saw in game number 1 by Baby Knight. He's not going to try to go for a build like this. He's really just trying to play a more straight up game, and he takes a very early 3rd base. 6:30 in the game, and he takes another Nexus. And with the Reaper already gone, Moro doesn't know about that, but he has a Marine on the map, and the Marine is gonna confirm that pretty soon that there is actually a 3rd. So really smart by Moro to have like the scouting information there once again and have those units in position. Well, the Marines are a little bit too fast, trying to take down a few of the stalkers there. The mothership core is already doing its damage. 1 kill so far. Nice moves there by Baby Knight 2, applying some pressure. And the Marine already saw the base over here. We have the Twilight Council being built now for Baby Knight as well, going straight into that. And I have to say that Moro with the scouting information is absolutely spot on, making sure that he knows what's happening there. But at the same time, knowing is only half the battle. You have to do also a little bit more than that and try to move in and maybe take down your opponent space or counter that with another base on your own. Right now, Moro is actually struggling against the, I don't really want to call it harass of Baby Knight, just this little pokes that he has now. The Marauder without any upgrades whatsoever. We have not Concussive Shell being started first, but instead it's the Stim upgrade again. +1 attack is done though, and the armor upgrade is now also on the way. And Moro goes straight into the starport for the Medivacs, of course, and then he can start with his drop play. That was very successful against Space Marine in the first game, and against Baby Knight he was also able to do quite some damage. But let's find out how exactly he's going to play it this time. Looks really like he just wants to go for the aggression once again. I guess we're going to see a third base after all in just a little bit. But the priority definitely lies on getting the Vikings, the Medivacs out there and make something happen here. With so many bases, it's going to be a little bit difficult for the Mothership Core to cover all three of them. So depending where exactly he attacks, he might be able to get into a position where he can then just take down a couple of Harvesters before the Mothership Core drops the Photon Overcharge. We have Stim nearly completed and also the Combat Shield started. So let's see. 3 probes at a time are being built right now. And he's going for the Blink upgrade too. But there's already an observer there that sees exactly what's happening. All the way at the bottom we have the factory moving into the middle of the map, probably going to be used to build a couple of Widow Mines again. You know, he really liked that style so far. Double Medivac is on the way, and he's starting to get the rest of the upgrades. He's going straight into the Concussive Shell upgrades. He's going to go into the Armory for the +2/+2, since his +1/+1 is nearly completed. No second engineering base just yet though. And for Baby Knight, in terms of like army supply and overall composition, we have him with less army supply, with a lot more worker supply though, 64 against 47. He's still on 3 bases. There's the third for Moro now being started. Wants to have that follow-up potential. Double Forge started. So the next fight is going to be on Moro's terms with a 1/1 and Concussive Shell. He's also going to wait for the for the Combat Shield here. But not moving in just yet. Waiting indeed for another set of units coming over here. And there's the Widow Mine that we talked about earlier. He's moving towards the 30. Wants to do the damage right now. He's seen already. We know that Baby Knight has an observer there, so he knows exactly what's coming. The army is already on the high ground, just waiting for a chance. Mothership Core should be very close as well for the Photon Overcharge. And there it is. Photon Overcharge is there. And Moro has to fall back onto the high ground for now. Ooh, a few Marauders trying to escape there. Pylon is being taken out. Moro couldn't really achieve anything there. So the Protoss player still in a good spot, going for the Robotic Spade at the same time, down here on the third base. +2 has been started down there at the bottom, and Moro is being chased away. He's actually about to lose one of his Medivacs, but turns around, tries to fight those units after all. Needs to be super careful with the 2 Immortals in there. If they focus the Marauders are not going to do anything whatsoever. All the way down at the bottom, we have the command center now done for Moro. He's on 3 bases now himself. Doesn't really have the harvester count of his opponent, but a double Viking, a double Medivac that heads towards the top right. Maybe trying to just do some damage right over here. We saw the Widow Mine moving in. Resources lost. As you can see, 8 harvesters in total. He was able to snipe that earlier when he moved in here. But in general, just a much better trade that we see for his opponent. Double Medivac is down, and that's a big problem. Another 2 Medivacs are about to move in. The Zealots, on the other hand, they see them, they know exactly what's coming, and there's a cannon over there just trying to delay this drop a little bit, but the Protoss player has to move back, and there's a warp in. That warp in is pretty late. The Zealot is already down. He gets 1 pylon. He's going to kill another one as well, and that's going to unpower those 2 gateways for a little bit. Oh, moves back before that happens. Whoa! Those Zealots, those Stalkers after the blink could have actually killed that. If we would have just waited, he could have killed that. He just moved after the blink and had another right click, and that's why the Stalkers turned around. If we would have just let him be, they would have taken down at least one of the Medivacs. So Moro gets a little bit lucky there. Baby Knight on the way for the range upgrade. He already has, well, does he have a Colossus? No, not just yet. He doesn't even build one. He goes straight into the Templar Archive. And Moro is trying to find an opportunity here where he can do some damage. The army supply and everything else is still very similar for both of them, with the 4th base now being built for Baby Knight. For Moro, sorry, for the Terran player. He's trying to get the 4th into the game, also the Ghost Academy. Another attempted drop, and this time there is nothing. This time there is no Observer. There is no Zealot. He can make it happen. He's going into the second starport now already for the quadruple medevac production, Viking and medevac production, depending a little bit on what exactly he needs. The drop not ready just yet. A cannon, that's all there is. And the drop is on the way. Drop is on the way. He scans, he sees that there's nothing to fear, and he moves in, and he can snipe the Nexus, can't he? He's going for it. The DPS, look at that. Wow! DPS is way too much. He's taking down a few of the units as well, trying to evacuate whatever he can. One medevac gets sniped, but that's the extent of it. Moro drops down in supply, of course, after he has taken those losses. He is now at 2,700 resources lost against 2,500, but the Protoss player is suddenly down to 2 bases. He's building 2 Nexi. He's building 2 Nexi immediately, but Moro is already on 4 bases. The command center here, it's done. So the income is much better at this point for Moro, but the army supply, that is starting to just get a bit better and better for Baby Knight, who's currently looking at 97 against, well, 88. The army not moving in just yet. What's the Viking count at this point? 5 Vikings against 1 Colossus. That's definitely something where Moro is not going to be too worried about what his opponent is doing. He has pretty decent upgrades himself. He's on 2 attack and 1 armor upgrade. Double upgrades for Baby Knight are going to come in. The 2-2 just hit, so he's down 1 upgrade. But yeah, here's another drop already being sent over. Right under the nose of the Observer, on the other hand. The Vikings are still there. The +3 attack upgrade has been started. And Moro, let's look at this worker supply. It's 64 against 72 with the additional mules. This is a very solid position for him to be in. That drop is making its way over once again, but he's already spotted. The dropship is spotted and it's just going to take down the pilot and move back. He doesn't want to overextend here against the Blink Stalker. It's always a little bit tricky. Moves back for now, and by now we also have the 4 bases, of course, again for Baby Knight. Moro is on 4 bases on his own, and he's getting Viking after Viking. He wants to make sure that Colossi are not going to be an issue for him. And they are not going to be a problem, considering how many of those he has. But what about the Storms? We have Storm upgrade already done. High Templars, there are 5 of them against 2 Ghosts. So it's all about the feedbacks against the Medivac. It's all about the Storms. It's all about what the High Templars can do here. That's the big issue. The Ghost here at the front doesn't really get it just yet. The blink forward by Baby Knight, he's starting to chase the Terran army. No stim just yet. He stims back. Another force is trying to snipe that base right over here. He can claim that Nexus. He can go for it, and he's taking it. But can he really stop Baby Knight's onslaught here? At the bottom left, the Protoss player is moving in, and the Terran player, he turns around and he starts to fight. Takes down Colossus number 1. He's going for Colossus number 2. There's hallucinated Colossus that are soaking up the damage, and Moro is dropping in supply, but so does Baby Knight. He lost his 4th base. Baby Knight is currently looking at 3 bases again. That Planetary, on the other hand, even with the repair, is not going to do anything since he doesn't have the support by the Terran army. The force fields were just too strong, but now Moro is moving in again, and Baby Knight has to defend against this. There's no storms left, but does he have what it takes to really contest this army? Both of them dropping at the same rate here. This is so close, but the Colossi are gone. The Archons, on the other hand, can they change the tide of the battle? Moro at 53 army supply against 33 for his opponent. Oh my god, can he do it again? He killed the base over here. He lost 1 base on his own though. Resources lost, 13,000 against 12,000 in favor of Baby Knight. What about the base that we have? The command center from the main base is making its way over towards the 4th that we see right here. The 3-3 upgrades are nearly completed. 2 additional robos are being built. Triple Colossus production incoming. And we have 3 attack upgrades, but only 1 armor upgrade for Moro. He is not getting another one. At this point, he's not getting another upgrade. We have him with the command center in just a few seconds in position. This is getting so close, but Baby Knight is 150 supply again. He closed that gap in army supply where Moro was just so ahead, and things are starting to look a little bit grim. With all those additional upgrades that we currently see for Baby Knight, with a triple Colossus production incoming, that 4th base on the way, things are starting to get very nasty. Once more, we have Moro moving in, the high ground, trying to claim it here at the 3rd base, trying to take down the pilot, at least for now, so that he can fight another day. The Stalkers are not blinking forward just yet, and he moves back immediately with another hit squad over there to the right side, taking down the pilot and trying to move in and force a cancel, but it's already too late. The warp in is there, and here come the Zealots. He needs to fall back. He needs to fall back, but he's attacking again at the top left, attacking at the right, attacking at left, always trying to draw his opponent's forces like thin, but there's already another army just waiting for him to approach. 100 army supply for Moro against 105 for Baby Knight. The base down there, it's mining, and he's getting another one already. He's getting another base. It's 0 Vikings. He doesn't have a single one. Oh, and the blink over here taking down 1-2 medivacs and forcing the third one to escape. Moro is starting to fall behind a little bit. He's currently looking at less army supply, less harvester supply. And he is also in need of quite a few Vikings if he really wants to contest this army. The Colossus count is only 2 right now, but he has a single Viking. That's not going to be enough. 10 medivacs on the other hand. But we have now Baby Knight moving cross map. Baby Knight for Denmark. He is moving in and saying like, alright, listen dude, this is the end of the line for you. I'm going to take you out right now. There's a Zealot already starting to go with some kills. 9 kills in total. He's a veteran. This army is also suddenly oh wow, look at that. There's exactly the attack that Moro needed. He takes down another base. He takes it down again. This force up here, it's gonna be trapped. He's trying to escape. He's actually able to make that work. He gets into the main base. This base was sniped. Suddenly this match is completely wide open again. Baby Knight might have the bigger army. He might have a pretty good spot here, but at the end, or in the end, we have now suddenly a situation where Baby Knight might as well lose it, but he's going cross map. This snipe on his 4th base triggered an attack by the Protoss player. He says, I have to go right now. If I give you too much time, you might be able to win this match after all. I have to really do it now. With another blink, does he get it? No, not just quite. Doesn't blink in, gets 1 medivac, and that's already a medivac too much. He's gonna lose this base. I don't think that he can hold this. We have the Zealots at the top also taking down the Marauder here. And this is, well, actually, he can get a shot of just moving in here once again. He has a pretty solid army, to be absolutely honest with you. That's 104 army supply against 121. The upgrades, on the other hand, still heavily in favor of Baby Knight. That +2 armor upgrade never started by Moro. What about the Viking count? 10 Vikings against 2 Colossi. That's already a good move, but 8 High Templars against 7 Ghosts. This is what it's all about. The EMPs, they are moving, and he gets the EMPs, he gets the snipes as well. Wow. Oh my god, Baby Knight. This is gonna get so difficult. The first Colossus is already gone. 1 storm hits, but does it hit home? Not really. How many medivacs do we have? Only 4 at this point. He's getting more Vikings. He doesn't really need more Vikings, but he's getting them. There's the base being rebuilt. Another one to the top left right now. Moro is suddenly looking at 187 supply again. He has more army supply. He's at 138 against his opponent. With those snipes against his opponent's bases, he was able to make that work. Just a few minutes ago, I would have called the game already in favor of Baby Knight, but Moro's drop play, killing this base here, once again, forcing his opponent in a very awkward situation, that makes it work. Another command center on the way, trying to claim the base right over here. Doesn't really work with all those Zealot run-bys that we have, but they have been identified. One of the Zealots is still ending up in the middle line and doing damage. Where is Moro's army? Where is that army? Right over here with another warp in. Here comes the army of Moro moving in. Ooh, the blink forward, trying to snipe maybe a Viking, maybe 2. The rest of the bio forces are over here, starting the stutter step against the Zealots that are running in right now to take down this base. This one is still blocked by a single Zealot. Here we go again. This battle between the 2 of them. Those 2 titans going up against each other. Sweden versus Denmark. Denmark's last hope is Baby Knight. He's fighting. He's doing what he can, but he is still in a position where he can lose this game, and then it would be the all kill. Triple Colossus production. How many Vikings do we have? 15 already. Another attempted drop. Oh, dude, what are you doing? He's committing Sudoku. Alright, Medivac commits Sudoku here. Doesn't accomplish anything. Finally, that Marine is taken out. That Zealot, by the way, so that we have the command center, but another base right over here already taken as well. Here come the EMPs, here come the shots with the Vikings. He has 4 Colossi against himself. Once again, the splits, the snipes against the High Templars, but he does not know about the bases up here and up here. He has no idea, but can he take down this army? Baby Knight is moving in, the army supply is better for Moro, and he's chasing down his opponent already. The storms are hitting, they hit home, oh my god, they hit hard. There's still a few Vikings left, but are there enough? Only 5 of them. Resources lost 24,000 against 22,000. This base over here, starting to be saturated. He needs to drop down the mules. Is that actually in the right position? The command center looks to me a little like it's a bit too far to the left. Not that it matters at this point. Well, I guess it matters a little bit. Another attempt at snipe, not working out this time. But what about the army supply? It's 136 against 113. What about the medevac count, though? 2 medevacs with an army that is already injured and hurt by all those storms. Look at that. All of them down to the red, to the yellow. And those 2 medevacs, what can they do against that? Not too much. He lost too many Vikings against the storms in the last battle. We have once again both of them about to go up to 200 supply. A zealot attack at this base. It's gonna be a planetary fortress. Well, it wants to be a planetary fortress. It wants to grow up, but it doesn't really look like it's gonna happen since Baby Knight is aiming for this base immediately. He says like, no dude, you're not getting another one. Oh, and we have Marines moving over here. He sees that there's at least one base. What can Moro do though? He's trying to move in apparently against his opponent's position, taking down a zealot and also a pilot. In general, the better position here for Baby Knight. This army is weak. And Baby Knight is moving in right now with an incredible Colossus count already. 7 Colossi against the 12 Vikings. That's what he has right now. And he's moving in, taking down a few of the units already. Taking down the sensor tower. Moro will have to fight here with the army that he has. And he's getting a couple of snipes. But the storms are there, the feedbacks as well. And here comes the battle that we've all been waiting for. The Colossi, they take so much damage. But the storms, they take all of the Vikings apart. There are way too many Colossi left. Moro is losing army supply, and he's trying to make somehow up for that. He's killing the Colossi in the end, but can he kill the round army? It doesn't really look like it. We have only 30 army supply left for him against 69. Baby Knight apparently finally able to put a stop to Moro's reign of terror. The first point for Denmark, and Moro defeated. Baby Knight forces one of the 2 Zerg players out in the open, and he will have to fight the next game in a Protoss vs Zerg.